did this little writing retreat, and I was recording in another closet. And so I was just like, this is maybe this is where I get my inspiration from.
Hey, Rudy, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
Great, exhausted, but you know, we're starting the day off strong.
There you go. Cool, man. I'm Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music. And we'll talk about how you got to where you are today.
Awesome.
Cool, man. So I guess first off, talk to me about where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I moved here in 4 years ago for school in California.
Okay.
But yeah, Miami for most of my life.
What was it like growing up in Miami?
It was awesome. It was a lot of outside activities, always at the
Sure.
beach, always, but like there's literally just always sunny, or if it's storming in the summer, but you know, get the sun for most of the year. And yeah, no, it was a great time. I haven't been in a while, but I do miss it from time to time.
Sure. I mean, you're in LA now, is that what you said?
Yeah.
So just similar. I mean, I'm from San Diego. So I mean, you get this no hurricanes and that such, but like, I mean, sunny weather, or I guess overcast for LA and San Diego most of the time, but you have the beach and everything else. So it's interesting that you went from the East Coast to, back to the West Coast, and similar environment.
Yeah, I needed a little bit of a beach, but also I get the mountains and the hills that I don't get in Florida at all.
Sure, sure. Right on. Well, how did you get into music?
So I've been writing songs since I guess 6 years old.
Wow.
But I really didn't get into writing and recording until I was, I think, a sophomore in college. I always wanted to sing. I
Mhm.
wanted to be an actor as well. So most of my childhood, I did musical theater. And so I got the best of both worlds. I got to sing and do a little bit of acting. But then I knew in the end game, I wanted to just do music. And so it wasn't until I met my friends in college and then they heard me sing, and then they asked if I wrote some songs, and I said, yeah, I do some songwriting, but it's more for myself. And they just kind of pushed me to get into the studio and actually like create a finished product with one of my songs. And now
Oh,
we're
wow.
here.
Really? So it wasn't until college that you put something down and like actually recorded one of your songs?
Yeah, no, I did. I was recording mainly just for myself in the beginning. Like in high school, I was using GarageBand, trying to teach myself how to comp my vocals and how to use all the uh, basically vocal produce myself, but
Mhm.
none of it sounded great. So waited a couple more years and found some amazing people in the industry and been working with them ever since.
It's amazing. Were you always singing? I mean, it sounds like that's your main instrument.
Yeah, I've been trying to um, get back into piano. I've been
Mhm.
taking lessons, but for the most part, it's just this thing right here.
Right on. When did you start playing piano? Was that at an early age as well?
Yeah, it was around 4 or 5. I was taking piano lessons, and then I think I was getting into soccer, so I stopped playing piano for a long time actually. And then my last semester in college, I decided to take some piano lessons as like credit.
There you go. And from there, you said you're in musical theater, and were you in choir course? That was kind of like your main deal after the fact, or when did you start that?
I started doing musical theater at a young, I think 6 years old
Oh, wow.
too,
Okay.
but it was more for the summer. I was doing like summer camps and stuff. So I got to do sports during the school year. And then like the summer, I got to do musical theater. And then during middle school and high school, I was doing both during the year.
Oh, okay. And then did you go to college for music? I saw you went to Chapman University, right?
Yeah, I actually went for film studies.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I
Were
wanted to, I just figured that I was doing so much music uh, outside of school that I thought I should just like, at first I wanted to do acting.
Mhm.
And then I just wanted to know what was going on behind the scenes of films, as well as just like getting a better understanding of the films themselves, trying to figure out what people don't actually see or what's actually going on in these scenes, and just analyzing them. And it was a great time. I don't regret it at all.
Okay. So you were doing, like, when you said you're doing a lot of music outside of school, is that the musical theater things?
Yeah, just musical theater, vocal lessons, auditions, songwriting by myself. And I was just satisfied with the amount of work I was doing with music.
Mhm.
And so I just wanted to try something else.
Okay. Sure, sure. And then so you decided, what made you go to California? Just you wanted to be around the beach still, but not in on the East Coast?
Yeah, I was between California and New York, and California just got to me.
Okay. And then you came out here to go to school, and then you decided to pursue film. And at what point do you show you said your friends of yours heard you singing, or like, tell me about that whole experience and then becoming, you know,
Yeah,
putting
so
yourself in the studio and writing songs.
my friend, who ended up being my roommate then the next 3 years after, but it was my freshman year, I believe. And he was just freestyling, and he's a rapper. And
Mhm.
so I just started singing, like, not just singing in my dorm. And he was like, "What is going on?" And then he asked me if I wrote, and I said yes. And then we found a beat, and I just wrote something. I was like, "Hey, kind of wrote something." And as soon as he heard it, he was just like, "Okay, go to the studio and record this and put this out now. It doesn't matter where, just put it out." I was like, "Are you sure?" And then my whole thing is that I didn't want to release it unless he was on it. And then that's what ended up being my song Contigo.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So full circle. It's
yeah,
really,
yeah, 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 for sure. And then so once you put out Contigo, that song, I mean, I had some has a good amount of, plays on Spotify, but you had songs that you put out prior to that, correct?
um, so I did, I actually had Contigo was my first song released, but I took that version down because then I'd met my
Oh.
producers who I've done the past like 6 or 7 songs with. And so they heard that song and they asked me if I had the vocals, and they just wanted to see if they could come up with something. And then as soon as I heard their version, I was like, "Okay, so the original version is going to stay on YouTube or something, but we have to take this down. We need to put this version out."
Oh, okay. So that's why it came out last year.
Yeah. So it's like a
Interesting. Okay.
2.0.
Got you. Okay. But take it as when that was the first one that you've released with what, these new producers, or who's helping you when you put that record out?
That was actually a YouTube beat. I just I paid for uh whatever deal that they offered. I didn't know how to start in the industry, so I needed something to write with, and so I just searched up certain YouTube beat, found that one, and Take It As a Win came together. And so that is my uh I call that one my first song, my first release. And I felt like that was a little bit of me. And I really loved the message about it. It was about a friend. As soon as my friends heard it, they were like, "Who broke your heart?" and all this stuff. And I was like, "It's actually, I had a fight with a friend." And
Oh,
I just
interesting.
turned it into kind of a love hate song.
Mhm.
little breakup song, but it wasn't necessarily a breakup. And so that's what I thought was so cool about it. And I wanted to keep it on.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And from there, you put out, I don't know, that was your next song.
Yeah.
And that one looks like that one kind of took off for you.
Yeah. I don't know why. I literally don't know. But that was the first song I did with Chapters, who are my producers who I've been working with ever since that song.
Oh, okay. And how did you meet Chapters?
Through a family friend of mine, Charlie Walk. He does this mentorship program called Music Mastery. And I kind of went to him at first when I was doing music, or when I first started doing music, and I was like, hi, so acting isn't really happening anymore, and I'm a singer now. Just wanted to play you some songs. And he was the one just like, okay, let me introduce you to these guys. We do music mastery studios where they kind of connect the artists to other creatives, whether it's a songwriter or producer. And we met on, this was during when everyone was still like locked in lockdown. So our first session was on FaceTime. They were in California and I was actually in New York. And I recorded, I don't know, in this tiny little closet with just like a mic in my hand. And
Oh, wow.
yeah,
That's
so
wild. What you said you're in New York. Was that you were going to school in California and then what, the lockdown happened, so you decided to head back to the East Coast?
yeah, I wanted to be in the East Coast and just be closer to home, closer to family.
For
And
sure.
um yeah, it was it was needed. Um but yeah, it's so interesting. I was with them yesterday and we talked about, I don't know, I was just like, I really just was recording in a tiny little closet. And it's so funny because the past, I think it was the past 5 songs I released, we all did it at the same time. We did this little writing retreat, and I was recording in another closet. And so I was just like, this is maybe this is where I get my inspiration from.
Yeah, right. That's where it works out.
I guess, I don't know.
So some of these new songs that all came out of a writing retreat.
Yeah, it's
Okay. Tell me about that. Where did you guys go?
we were in the Bahamas actually.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So we were in the Bahamas for 7 days, and we knocked out 7 songs. So it was a lot of work, we had our little like sit downs, we put together ideas, and then we would be working on 3 songs a day. And then the last 2 or 3 days, we kind of narrowed down the songs that we really wanted to put together. And then from then for after that, we were just recording a lot of vocals.
What was the idea behind going to the Bahamas? Was that the reason? Like, okay, we're going to go to the Bahamas and we are going to just set up and for a week and all we're going to do is write music. Was that the goal?
Yeah, it was. So we were in Miami, and then the Bahamas is like an hour boat ride, or
Oh, that's not far at all.
20-minute plane ride. So it's just up and down. So
That's so crazy. I didn't realize that.
yeah, we hopped on a plane and we were my family had a place there. So we just stayed there and we just knocked some songs out.
What was it like recording there? Did you guys have to set up your own like mobile studio?
Yeah, it's so funny. So the studio was actually we had different rooms. We had a bedroom that we fully decked out with guitars and all that for production. And then we opened up the closet because that was just I guess the best sound space to record. And we connected it to another room where we set up a little studio on top of, we used my brother's beer pong table as the setup to put the speakers in the computer. And it was such a fun time. And yeah, that's how we put all those songs together that I'm still releasing from that trip in 2021.
Wow. Okay. So like the newer one, like Goodnight Moon, that one's from that session.
Yeah.
And you have another one coming out as well, right?
Yeah. I have a song called For Real coming out
Mm-hmm. And that's
this.
all from the same session down there?
We started the beat there, and then a couple weeks later, I just had an idea and I texted them. I was like, hi, so I know we did like 6 songs, but we might want to do 7. What do you think about this?
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, all right, come next week and we're going to cut it. And it's coming out in, this upcoming Friday.
Yeah. A week
7.
from today, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, that's cool. So with like your writing process, are you just writing the melodies and lyrics, and then these guys are helping you kind of put the framework as far as the beat and the instrumental together?
For it changes every time.
Oh,
So
okay.
sometimes I come in with a full song and I don't want to touch it. I think it's perfect, and then they'll do the production on it. Um, Sometimes we start from scratch and we're all writing, we're all doing little this and that with production, and then sometimes I'll just come in with an idea or at least a start of something, and then we'll just revise it together.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. And with this new one that's coming out, you said that the beat was done. And what was the idea? Like, tell me about the song, because it sounds like you said you had an idea and you texted them and said, "Hey, I have this idea. What do you think?" Like, what was the idea? Like, tell me the story behind the song.
So it was, I think I was just very excited. Everything was just felt right. I had all these songs fully mastered. I was just in a really good place in my life. School was great. I had like such a great group of friends. I'd met someone, and just, I was, it was funny because I'm writing like Goodnight Moon and I'm writing Runaway and all these like somewhat sad songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I was so happy, and I was just like, I don't want this to be temporary. The person I was seeing, I was like, I want it to be you and me. Like, I want to sign the deal. I want to be official.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I just kind of was like writing down. I was like, I want that fire, you and me for real. And then I just was recording it on my voice memos and I just sent it to them. And I forgot the name of the beat, but I texted it to them and I was like, hey, put this voice memo on top of this beat. And what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And they called me and they were like, yeah, let's switch it up and come to the studio when you're back. And
And then you went in and put the song down.
yeah, now we have For Real.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah. Isn't it weird how it's funny that you brought up like you're seeing this person and then it was like, I want to like make this official. Like those are always the most awkward conversations, and that's funny that you wrote a song about it. I haven't heard anyone doing that before.
Yeah, it's just, there's just a phase. I feel like in college, especially, it was just a bunch of situationships. You don't know what's happening. You don't know if this is just like friends with
Right.
benefits, hooking up, all this stuff. And I was just, everything was going great in my life. And I was like, okay, I don't need the same thing to happen. Let's just make it official, sign the deal. I'm really happy. It's been a couple weeks. I literally felt crazy for a second because I was like, is a couple weeks okay? I kept questioning myself. And then,
Which is another weird thing. Like there's like some timeline that you have to follow. You know what I mean?
yeah, I told my friends it's only been a couple weeks, and they're like, Rudy. And I was like, what? It's great. We've been hanging out every single day.
Right,
Like,
right.
it's not like I'm not talking to them. And so it was, yeah, I was just so happy. Things didn't end up working out, but
No, I'm sorry. Sorry to
no,
bring
I
up this
mean,
drama
hey,
now.
we make
Yeah.
some other songs about that too.
Okay.
Um, but no, I still love that song. I think it's completely different from Goodnight Moon.
Okay.
It's very chill, but still has that upbeat dance tempo. Very tropical.
Mhm.
I would say it's a calmer version of my song Say Less.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So that island vibe, try
Mhm.
getting into that for a little. And then as soon as after we wrote For Real, I took a break. Like I took a really long break. And it's been a year since I had gotten into the studio to write and record. So this past week has been my first time since we wrote For Real.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there a reason behind the break?
I think, well, we just had all these songs and we just had planned them out. And it kind of just got to at this point of the year, kind of where the songs stop and I'm like, don't have any other songs to release.
Mhm.
And I just was like, okay, after Goodnight Moon, we'll have the talk and we'll write more. I kept writing just for myself. It's like very therapeutic for me. So like if I'm going through some shit, just, I'll
Right
just
about
write
it.
it down in my notes.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, we kind of regrouped a couple months ago and we're just like, okay, once I graduate, we're it's we're going straight in with music and we're going to put together this EP. And
Mhm.
so I think I just wanted to kind of be in the moment for my senior year because I'm still doing all this like content and stuff for the songs that we made last year,
Mhm.
but I still wanted to like be with my friends, be because my school was in Orange County. So this whole year I've just been going back and forth to LA and Orange County. And yeah, we're back in business.
Sure. So yeah, because I saw on your Instagram earlier when I was looking up some stuff that you graduated, like you literally just graduated, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was sad for a little, but I'm just so happy I get to, kind of be an artist full time.
Mhm.
Because I was kind of pushing some things away because I had assignments, I had to be present in class, I had to study and focus. And so I did have to like turn down some opportunities, but now I get to, do everything with music.
Mhm. So this is it. Like the film and all that was just you've kind of found your love now from obviously songwriting and music, and you're doing well at it. So that's just gonna be it.
Well, thank you for that. I have been considering I want to take acting classes, just kind of get back into it, see what's changed, how I've changed as an actor, because I haven't done that in like 4 years. I haven't
Oh well.
done much, but it's always good to have as a backup, just always cool to just like be a different person for a scene.
Hmm.
So kind of want to get back into that slowly, but right now I'm just focused on getting this EP done, getting all the songs out. I'm This past week has been insane, but I'm so excited for the new stuff. It's just I had For Real for like a year. And
Hmm.
so now that I'm like listening to it again, I'm like, oh, I have more things to say. This
Right.
isn't it.
Spark some more creativity, I would think.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There's like videos of you like, on your Instagram too. Like, you can dance pretty well too, man.
Oh, well, thank you. Look,
I was watching that. Is that
it's
from just the musical theater thing? And like obviously you have a great stage presence in what you're doing. So I'm sure that all stems back to that and having that uh you know, um I'm, what's the word I'm trying to think? Like confidence in doing that.
Yeah, it took I want to say musical theater definitely helped me with being on stage. It took I mean now that I go on stage, I don't get nervous at all. I don't know
Mhm.
why, because before I hop on stage, I'm just like so jittery and I'm just like, can't tell if this is nerves or if I just need to like hop on stage. But the dancing was my last show was the first time I like kind of danced on stage.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The musical theater, I did like little steps. It wasn't like I wasn't trained to do all the like jazz dancing and tap dancing, but I feel like I have a good uh I'm good with rhythm and kind of
Mhm.
just a lot of rehearsals. Before that show, I majority of like the rehearsals for that show was rehearsing the dance moves. I was in the studio for hours that whole week. I was so sore after, but
Yeah.
it's so much fun. So I think I want to get back into it. I think I want to do some dance lessons or something this
Mhm.
summer. Try and keep the rhythm.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna say, so when you get back to touring, or if you tour the EP, that would probably be part of your live set, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. And the music definitely goes with I
The choreography.
yeah, choreography. It's a big dance EP.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear it. I love what you're doing so far, and I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's nice to meet you virtually.
Yeah, right. Say, well, I have one more question. I want to know if you have advice for aspiring artists.
uh, it's just do what you want to do.
Mhm.
It took me such a long time to realize that I can do music. I never thought I was able to do this because I felt like everyone wants to be a singer or an artist or, the next Justin Bieber. And, you can. It takes time, but like as long as you put in the effort and you really dive into what you want to be and what your music wants to sound like, what you want your music to sound like, you could do it all. It just, if you have the time and the patience and the energy, do it.
Bringing it backward.